All right, and we are back. This is NHL 18 Franchise Mode Calgary Flames. Welcome to episode number 45. Welcome to the Stanley Cup playoffs here in the playoff season of 2021. The Calgary Flames are set to face their arch rival, the Edmonton Oilers, for the third time in, I believe it is, 4 straight playoff seasons. So this is obviously our fourth season with the Calgary Flames. We've made the playoffs in all 4 seasons, and this is the third time in 4 years meeting the Edmonton Oilers. In the Stanley Cup playoffs. So yes, welcome to episode number 45. We are set here. We're coming off a sweep over the Vancouver Canucks there in the last round, in round number 1, and now we are set, like as mentioned, to face the Oilers here for a third time in 4 years. It was 2018, I believe it was, the 2018 season where we faced the Edmonton Oilers in the first round. Actually, I have it here right here. We faced Edmonton in round 1 in the 2017-18 playoff season. We swept the Oilers in the first round. They were, I believe, 3rd in the Pacific. We were 2nd in the Pacific, but we did sweep them in the first round there, 4-0. And then we played them last year. So, of course, last year was that epic playoff year for the Calgary Flames in rounds 1 or 2. We just flip-flopped what we did this year. So, in round 1, we played the Oilers last year, and then we played the Canucks in the second round. This year, we played the Canucks in the first round, and we played the Oilers here. We're going to play the Oilers here in the second round. Now, if you remember back to episodes, I believe it was 34 and 35, when we played the Oilers and then the Canucks respectively. Both of those series went 7 games. Both of those series, we were down 3-1, and we came back. So it was actually the Edmonton series that kicked off that entire epic Stanley Cup playoffs 1 year ago for us. We played the Oilers. We got down 3-1, I believe it was. We fought back. We forced a 7th game. We went all the way to overtime, and then John Tavares scored the OT winner in Game 7 against the Oilers to barely squeak out of the first round. And then we went against the Canucks in the second round. We did the exact same thing against them in the second round, and I think we were down 3-1 again. Came back, won that game in Game 7. I can't remember if that one was in overtime as well, but we barely made it through rounds 1 and 2 1 season ago. Of course, we went to the Stanley Cup Finals, won a Western Conference title, but lost to the Carolina Hurricanes in the Stanley Cup Finals. So, here we are 1 year later, and it's a much different story for the Calgary Flames. As you can see, we easily got by the Vancouver Canucks here in 4 games right here. So we definitely didn't have to go 7 against them. We swept the Canucks. We were the much stronger team anyway, and now we have a chance to go up against the Oilers. Again, we are the stronger team against Edmonton. We're going to take a look here at the standings and everything in a second. But yeah, so that's just a quick recap of what happened last year with these 2 teams. So again, it will be the 3rd time in 4 years that we get to see the Edmonton Oilers. It's really been a good couple of seasons, 4 years I guess it has been, for playoff rivalry between the Battle of Alberta. It's alive and well. We have won, like I said, both series, sweeping the Oilers in 2018 and then winning in Game 7 last year in overtime. So we are winning right now 2-0 when it comes to series wins against the Oilers in the modern era. So we're going to try and look to make that a 3-0 win as well, or extend that to 3-0 as our record in the playoffs against the Oilers. So let's jump right in. Let's get a look here at the standings, and then we'll look here at the rosters. Excuse me. So yeah, let's take a look here at the standings here then, at what happened here in the regular season, just quickly so we can refresh ourselves on where the Edmonton Oilers finished. So yeah, they actually finished 2nd in our division next to us. Of course, we got the Canucks, who were the team that just squeaked into the playoffs with 84 points. We finished with 114. The Oilers tied the Ducks. They both finished with 90 points. So we obviously are the favorites in this, or the heavy favorites in this series. Finishing quite a bit higher than the Edmonton Oilers, despite them being just 1 spot behind us in the Pacific. You can see in the Western standings, that's where the separation is. They're 5th in the Western Conference. We finished, of course, 1st, clinching the President's Trophy, 1st in the National Hockey League. But yeah, so that's just a quick look at where the Oilers did. Pretty decent season. I mean, they still made it to the playoffs. Probably not where they probably wanted to be, a little bit higher. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You can see they're not even in the top. They're just in the top 15. Yeah. So both them and Anaheim just making it the top 15. New Jersey actually has more points than both of them and misses out on the playoffs. So again, just a bit of picture there of where the Oilers did on their season. So let's just take a quick look at where they finished here in terms of special teams as well. Let's look at goals for first. Obviously, we finished third there. The Edmonton Oilers, I don't see them here. Yeah, there they are. So they're a top 10 team in terms of goals for, 234 there. So just behind us by what, about 20 goals behind us there in terms of goals for. Anytime you have Connor McDavid on your team, you're probably going to be a top 10 team in goals for. So they're probably a heavy offensive team as well. In terms of goals against, we were the best team in goals against this season, only allowing 164. I'm just scanning here. I don't see them in the top half. Or are they in the bottom half? Yeah, so they're just about just in the bottom half, close to the halfway mark, allowing about 2.72 goals against a game. So that's where we have them beat. We are the number one team, as mentioned, in goals against. They are definitely in the bottom half, just in the bottom half. When we come to special teams, there we are about, fifth from the top there with 22.7. Again, there they are just below us there, 20.6. So still a top team when it comes to the power play, but again, we have the edge on them. And then when it comes to PK, we are the number one team, of course, when it comes to the PK. The Edmonton Oilers, I expect them to be in the bottom half here, and they are. There they are in the bottom half, about 12th from the bottom, approximately 79.3 when it comes to the PK. So they're definitely an offensive team. Their weakness is definitely on defense in terms of goals against and penalty kill. We have them beat strongly in that. We also have them beat slightly when it comes to offense. So we still are the heavy favorites when it comes to offense and all around, excuse me. That's what I was trying to say. But we do definitely have them beat. So let's, we're not going to look at actually the regular season stats because you probably know that Connor McDavid probably led their team and had how many goals and whatnot. So let's look at the playoff stats just to see how their team has been doing in the playoffs. Here's a quick look at us. By the way, John Tavares leads the way, 9 points in 4 games for John Tavares. Johnny Gaudreau on that line. Blake Wheeler, 8 and 6 respectively and 4 points. So that line has just been ripping it up. Our top line has been our top line. That's the reason that we are doing so well. Or we swept the Canucks probably. Brody up there with 4 points in 4 games as well. Interesting to see the second line not doing as well. Fisher, Tkachuk, and Monahan down there with about 2 points each. But yeah, all of our offense coming from our top line. But let's take a look at, and again, that's only through 4 games. We've played probably the least amount of games out of anybody. The Oilers, they had to go 7 games against, I forget who they were playing in the first round, but they did have to go 7 games. So obviously they have more games played than us. So there's Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Connor McDavid leading the way. Each have 5 goals, 3 assists, good enough for 8 points in 7 games. That's likely their top line right there. Nugent-Hopkins likely on the left side of Connor McDavid, who is obviously a 96. As you can see, Strome, I'm not sure if he's on that top line, but he has 7 points in 7 games. Lucci, he's probably on that top line on the other side of McDavid, 6 points there in 7 games. Draisaitl on the second line, likely with Strome, 5 points there. Puljujarvi, 4 points. We should be going by forwards here, so what are we doing? Yeah, so let's go like that. Draisaitl, Puljujarvi, 4 points. Steph Griffith, okay. He's got 4 points, 3 points for Benson. Kajula there, 3 points. Mikko Salamaki, couple of points there. Weiss and Sevier rounding out their bottom 6. So that's a look there at forwards when it comes to defensemen. Not getting too much out of the defense as expected when it comes to offense. They're not getting too much out of the defense when it comes to defense either. But 3 points for Clefbaum, 2 for Nurse. So yeah, it's not a lot coming from there. It's likely probably coming from Connor McDavid's line as expected. When it comes to goaltending, Tomas Greiss has played all 4 games here. He's gone 4-2-1, 9-2-1 save percentage. So he's doing pretty well. 2-2-2 goals against. But yeah, he goes 4-2-1 through the 7 games. Only an 81. That's pretty interesting. That's the best goalie. So we'll take a look here at their lines now, because I I thought they had a better goalie than that, but I guess not. So let's we've seen what they have there in terms of lines. In terms of stats. Let's take a look here at their lines. Yeah, okay, so that's us. We want to go with not AHL. Excuse me. I don't even know what I'm doing here. Gotta go view lines. That's why. Yeah. So, what did I click on? Edit lines. It hasn't been this long. I don't know why I'm struggling here. Here we go. View lines. Okay. So let's take a look at the Oilers. So yeah, as expected, it is Lucci, McDavid, and it's Puljujärvi actually in that top line. I thought it was Nuge. They actually are going with the center depth, which is a good idea. It's a good idea for any team to be well structured down the middle. I'm a little surprised though that they've got Nuge, who has 8 points in 7 games on the third line, and he's got that. So he probably, I mean, if this was me, I would probably be putting him in the top 6 somewhere, just because he's doing really well. You put him on the second line, he could probably bolster that second line a little bit better. But hey, this is the Edmonton Oilers. Maybe they'll switch that around. Like I said, it's good to have center depth. Ryan Strome is also a center, so they could always flip-flop Strome and Nugent Hopkins. So they are deep down the middle. But yeah, I would have Nugent Hopkins in my top 6 personally. Anyways, Lucci, McDavid, Puljujärvi. That's a pretty good top line. Lucci is a bit more of a second liner probably at 85. But my God, 96 and 89 for McDavid and Puljujärvi. That's as elite as it gets. I mean, we do have Tavares and Gaudreau to counter, and then Wheeler, who's similar to Lucci. So very similar top lines, I think. Obviously, McDavid's better than Tavares or Gaudreau, but not too far off. What is Tavares? Like a 93? I want to say 92, 93. I know Gaudreau's 91, so he's got Puljujärvi beat, but Tavares is not far off from what McDavid is. So I think our first line, and then Wheeler and Lucci are close to the same. I think Wheeler's an 83, Lucci's an 85, but very close to the same when it comes to top lines. We definitely can counter their top line with our top line. And again, I think this is where their entire team is built off, is off of this top line centered by, of course, number 97. So if we can find a way to shut down 97 and this top line, I think we have this series in the bag, because they're not getting too much else out from other than some good depth down here from Nugent Hopkins and Draisaitl. They're deep down the middle. Other than that, their defense isn't strong. Their goaltending isn't strong. They seem to be top heavy when it comes to offense. So I think we can shut them down if we can find a way to shut down their top line centered by 97 and their center depth. So on the second line, 89, there's Draisaitl, Caggiula, and Strome. That's okay second line. Draisaitl's definitely the key piece on that second line. Strome's okay, and then Caggiula as well. Then Benson, there's Nugent Hopkins, pretty strong on the third line there. Griffith, and then fourth line that is just about any fourth line in the NHL with Salamaki, Sevier, and Weiss. When it comes to their defense, there's Clefbaum and Larson. That's a pretty elite top pairing, 89, 87. They are, both two-way defenders, but they are probably looking for a little bit more defensive help out of these two. Sekera and Nurse. That's an alright second pairing. Probably a really good third pairing. And then Trevor Van Riemsdyk and Chris Russell to round out their 6 defensemen there. Excuse me. So let's just take a quick look here. Their power play, like I said, is a top 10 power play. At least it was in the regular season. Draisaitl, Puljujärvi, McDavid, Clefbaum, Larson, and then they got Nuge with Strome, Lucci, Sekera, and Nurse, again, on their second unit. Let's take a look quickly at their goaltending, and it is just Thomas Greiss. So Stuart Skinner is their backup, 76. So that's very similar to what our backup is, but we have them beat in the goaltending department. I mean, John Gibson is a 90, and Thomas Greiss is an 81. So they're very weak in the goaltending department. He's a 35-year-old, 81 overall goaltender. I mean, we should have them beat when it comes to that. If we can just find a way to outscore them in this series, well, we should have this one in the bag. I think we're still heavy favorites, but they do have a good forward group, especially a good top 6. They are deep in the middle, but other than that, I think we have them beat. So let's jump right into the series against the Edmonton Oilers, the Battle of Alberta, as mentioned. Let's hope this one doesn't go 7 games like it did 1 season ago. Let's hope we can get this done before then, but hey, you'll never know. Yeah, we're keeping the same lines, obviously. Everything's the same as it was in the last episode in round one, because we obviously swept the Canucks. We are well rested, over a week since we played the Canucks. Again, that doesn't matter in this game, but in real life, that'd be a huge advantage going into this series, because they just did 7 games against the Anaheim Ducks. But anyways, let's jump right into this series. So let's get game one going here. Calgary Flames, Edmonton Oilers for the third time in 4 years in the Stanley Cup playoffs. This is for a chance to play in the Western Conference Finals. For us, it will be our 3rd straight season if we make it. So here we go. Real-time sim, Flames and Oilers. And we jump right into game number 1 in Calgary. They start on the power play. We kill it off. There is our top penalty kill. Come on, power play. Our power play doesn't counter with anything. I'd like to see a little bit more out of our power play. I can't remember what we did in the first round in terms of special teams, but usually we're not so good at special teams when it comes to the playoffs. Nothing there in game number 1, period number 1. How about period number 2? There's our second power play of the game. Still nothing. We are out shooting them 18-10, but they do get the first goal off of the stick of Ryan Strome on their second line. So they lead this game 1-0. Come on, offense. Where's our top line? Like, our top line was lights out in round 1. Where is our top line? So nothing through 40 minutes of play for our offense. We got to come back here in the third period. We don't want to go in a hole early in this series. Come on, Calgary Flames. Come on, we do have 30 shots on goal. Like, they have an 81 goaltender in net. This is our 3rd power play. My God, how are we not scoring? Like, we're making them look really good. There we go, Spencer Fu, thank you. Not the guy who was expecting to finally break the goose egg, but my God. I mean, 37 shots on net. How did we not get it more than 1 goal on an 81 goaltender in Thomas Greiss? So Spencer Fu finally gets us on the board, forces overtime in game 1. Do we have enough to pull through in overtime against the Oilers here? A 5-on-3 power play, and we still don't score. Are you kidding me? They get the winner off of Benson, but my God, we just had a 5-on-3 in overtime? And they, like, what? That better not have been a shorthanded goal. My goodness, that was horrible. What a horrible start. Like, that is just, for our standards, that is a terrible game. Like, how, oh my God, I skipped the stats, but I don't know what to say. That was terrible. Not the way you want to start, especially with the offense that we have up front. Like, what happened? Like, my God. So Fu scores. He's the only one to score. Nobody else does anything. We lose our first game in the Stanley Cup playoffs. That's not good. I just want to see, who do we have scratched here? We have Kulak and Byron that we can always bring in. You know what? Let's take the veteran Cogliano out of one game. Let's bring in Paul Byron on the left side. Let's just do a little switch up there. I think we'll leave our defense as is. Chillington and Valimaki can hold down that bottom pair. But my God, I don't know what happened there. Just no offense out of our team there in game number 1. Hardly anything. I'm surprised we even scored. But again, their goalie's 81 overall. How are we not scoring at least like 4 goals a game? Like, this is insane. But he's obviously having an incredible playoffs, Thomas Greiss is. So we'll have to find an answer for him here. They've got an early 1-0 lead in this series. Game 2, we have to fight back, obviously, before we take this series back up to QE2. We obviously have to tie this one up before we go back to Edmonton. So here we go, game number 2. Hopefully it's a different game for the Calgary Flames. Our special team was just garbage. I should have switched to the power play. There's Connor McDavid, his first of the series. Wasn't going to be, didn't expect it to be long before he got his name on the score sheet in this series. Still nothing there through 2 power plays here in game number 2. Like, this is insane. It's what, 5-6 power plays we've had in this series and nothing. Oh, okay, nothing in the first period. Come on, Calgary Flames, fight back here in the second period. Come on, we don't want to repeat of last year. We don't want to go down like 3-1. Like, come on, this is just, come on, we're better than this. Where is our offense? Jesus, like nothing. We do kill off their power play. Man, this is not good. Nothing in the second period. Do we fight back to tie it in the third period again? Come on, Flames. Where's our offense? Like, this is, there we go, Jankel. But again, it's a bottom 6 goal. Like, where's our top 2 lines? Jankel finally scores. This game is tied. And then they score again. Ryan Strome with 10 minutes left. Come on, Flames, fight back. fight back here. We need to, come on. This is like, there we go. There's Johnny Gaudreau. There's one of our top superstars. Finally, he ties the game up, and it looks like it will be overtime for a second straight game in this series. But I mean, my God, like, where have these guys been? Here we go. We have to have the overtime winner in this one. We can't go down 2-0 in this series. Come on, Flames. Tie this series up. My God. Come on, Calgary. Come on. Where's our offense? Oh my God, we're almost halfway through the first overtime, and we finally score. There we go. Paul Byron, the newcomer into the lineup. So good to see Byron score in what is probably his first playoff game as a Calgary Flame, in his second tenure as a Calgary Flame, I should say. But because of course he was here in the 2015 playoffs. Oh, it's just not good. Byron actually has 2 points. Jankowski on that line, 2 points. Bean, Fu. Gaudreau, Monahan, but I mean, like, nothing out of our top guys. It's unbelievable. 9-4-6 for John Gibson. Yeah, that's not good. That is not good at all. Like, here's our top guys in terms of ice time, excuse me. Nothing. Like, where's Tavares been in this series? He's been absolutely, like, my God. Wheeler and Kachuk. Monahan has 1 point. Fisher, Gaudreau only had 1 point. But come on, guys. Like, we gotta step it up here. So, yeah, we're gonna have to find ways to maybe switch up our lines. I'm definitely gonna switch up the special teams because that was garbage through 2 games. Again, you're playing a goal. You're on the power play against a goalie that is 81 overall, and we're not scoring. We've probably had close to 10 power play opportunities, and we're just not getting anything. So definitely gonna try and switch it up here on the PP. So let's do that before we head into Rogers' place for game number 3. Like, I'm just debating what should we do here. Byron had a 2 point game. Let's put him on the third line there. Bring down Jespers fast. Should I leave the top 6 intact? Oh, you know what? Through 2 games, I wasn't like what I'm seeing. I'm going to put Fisher on that top line, drop Wheeler down. We can always go back there. But we got to get that top 6 going somehow. This top unit has to get going. My God. Bean and Hamilton haven't been doing anything. Let's try getting Kachuk up there. Let's try putting Monahan on the point. No, you don't want Gaudreau on the point. Hamilton can come down here. McDonough, he's more a defenseman. Holla, Wheeler. Let's get Christian Fisher on the power play then. Just because we're trying to figure out things here. Yeah, so we'll go Fisher, Wheeler, Holla, Brody, Hamilton on the second unit. We just got to find answers here. Because that was just garbage through the first 2 games when it comes to special teams. So let's try and pull ahead in this series here in Game 3. We still have time to turn this series around. It is only a 1-1 tie, but I just feel like we're losing this series pretty bad. I mean, we shouldn't have gone overtime in both games. We shouldn't even have lost one of them, let alone almost losing 2. But here we go. We have a chance to get this series back in Edmonton, and of course they score in the opening minute. So Colton Sevier, opening 2 minutes. We do respond. Eric Holla gets us on the board. So early on, 2 goals back and forth. There's our power play. There's nothing. There's a PK. At least our PK has been strong. Here's another power play, and here's again nothing. Like, I just don't understand what it is with our team and power plays in the playoffs. It's just unbelievable. All right, so nothing through 1-1, through 20 minutes of play. Again, there's about our 4th power play of the game there, and absolutely nothing. And then they score again. Strome, his 2nd consecutive game. But again, we respond. There's John Tavares finally showing up in this series. He gets us back in a tie here in the second period. This is such a close series. This is much closer than I expected. I thought we were favorites, but I definitely didn't expect it to be this close. All right, 1 more period to go here in regulation. 2-2 is the score. Come on, Calgary Flames. We're out shooting them. Here's a PK, and they score. Now our PK is not doing anything. This is just perfect. 3-2 Edmonton. We got about half a period to go here. Come on, Flames, fight back. Come on, Calgary. We can't go down 2-1 in this series, and we do. Colton Sevier. Is that a hat trick for Colton Sevier? Like, my goodness. Leon Draisaitl adds to it. It is 5-2 Oilers, and we drop game number 3. Wow. I don't even know what to say anymore. This is not looking like the same team we just saw 1 round to go against Vancouver. It's not looking like the same team that just won the President's frickin' trophy. Like, my God, like, what is going on? This could be the biggest upset in modern history if we lose in round 2. Valimaki's going to come out. He went -3 in this game. -2 for being fast. Jankowski's line not looking good. Oh, just not good here at all. Nothing under our offense. I mean, this is just... I don't know what to say right now. Gibson has to go below 900 in this game as well. I mean, everything's just going wrong for us right now. The possible worst time. Again, we can't afford an upset here in rounds number 2. So, let's go like this. Let's quickly switch up our lines. What are we going to do here? This fourth line was not looking good, so we will bring Jesper's Fast back up there. Mangiapane's done absolutely nothing, so let's get in Andrew Cogliano. Again, he's more of a defensive-based forward anyway, so let's put him there in Mangiapane's spot. Yusuf Valimaki had a terrible game. The rookie, so we'll bring Brett Kulak back in here, who's got a little bit more experience. He'll play with Oliver Chillington. Power play is just still doing absolutely nothing. Like, I don't know what to do now. Let's try putting Fisher up there with Tavares and Gaudreau. Let's put Monahan on the second line. Power play, I mean, just play with combinations at this point, because, I don't know what to do. So we are on the verge of going down 3-1, but we also are on the verge of tying this series back up at 2 apiece. So let's hope it's the latter. This is just, not good. We just did not expect this. Again, we just won the President's Trophy. I did not expect to have, too many tough series, especially against teams that were way below us. But, hey, you never underestimate the underdog. This would just be the biggest slap in the face, especially because it's Edmonton, to make it that much worse. But we still have time to fight back. We're only down 2-1 right now. Let's avoid the 3-1 deficit in this series, and let's come back. So there's John Tavares beating Thomas Greiss, his second of the series. Let's keep it going with our offense, Calgary. Our offense has just struggled mightily in this series, and I don't know why. So 1-0 after 1 period of play. Come on, Flames. Let's keep it going here. Game number 4, most important game of the series. Come on, Calgary. There's John Tavares, his second of the game. And it is 2-0 Calgary Flames. This is what we need. We need our captain to lead us. Tavares, his first season as the captain of the Calgary Flames. We need him to lead us. He is our big leader. He is our big superstar. Johnny Gaudreau also needs to help lead us. But right now, we'll just work on one player at a time. Both of the players need to start stepping it up, though, as well as our rest of our superstars. We have tons of big-name players. And there's another one, Matthew Tkachuk. He adds to it. 3-0 Flames. That's what you like to see. But we really built ourselves to win a Stanley Cup. That's the way we're built. We need to start acting like it. We do in this game. We shut out the Oilers. This is more what I was liking to see. 2 goals from our superstar John Tavares, and 1 goal from Matthew Tkachuk. John Gibson, gets the shutout. We will take that, and this series is once again tied, heading back to the Scotiabank Saddledome in Calgary. So here we go. Let's do game number 3. Winner of this series will be 1 win away from the Western Conference Finals. Let's hope it is us. Come on, Calgary Flames. Such an important game here. There we go, Johnny Gaudreau. Nice to see, but then Adam Larson scores. My God. But good to see our top line starting to do a little bit something here. Tavares with 2 goals in the last game. Gaudreau scoring in this one. Let's see if they can keep it up. Ryan McDonagh scores. That's what you like to see. Our big off-season acquisition. Ryan McDonagh, even though he's a defenseman, good to see him chipping in with a little bit of offense here and there. That's what we need after 1 period of play. A 2-1 lead for the Calgary Flames. Can we please keep it coming? My goodness. Come on, Flames. Come on. Game number 5 at home. We have to use home ice advantage, too. And they've tied the game up. Benson. My goodness. And then Strome. Like, what is with Strome? Like, he's not that good of a player. He's, been the MVP of this series. Unbelievable. That's insane. He's doing exactly what I thought McDavid would be doing in this series. So they have a 3-2 lead. This is not good. Come on, Calgary Flames. Come on, Calgary Flames. Tied up. There we go. Blake Wheeler. Where have you been? Good to see. Tavares, he scores. That's good to see. We've got the lead. 4-3 with half a period to go. Come on, and then they tie the game back up. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, unbelievable. Series. Oh, and then they score against Salmaki with 5 minutes to go. Unbelievable. Like, where's this? Oh. Like, what? And they win this one 6-4. I don't know what to say. This is just horrible. Like, we came back in the third period, and then they pull another comeback. And we are now down 3-2. And this is not good. Heading into Game 6, the Calgary Flames are on the verge of elimination after winning the President's Trophy and in the second round. Unbelievable. So yeah, not a good night for Fu, Fast, and Holla on that third line. So we're going to have to switch something up there. They all go -3. Gibson goes below. He actually goes 800. He gets pulled after half a period. And then Katobin comes in the rest of the way, it looks like. Not good at all. I would have, again, I hate when the computer does that, because I would leave John Gibson in. Personally, I don't think we have good enough of a backup to go and start pulling Gibson for, 85% of the game. I want Gibson in for 85%, not Khudobin, so not looking good. We are facing elimination, so this is it. The Calgary Flames are now fighting for their lives. They have to win the next 2 games or their season is done. And this would be the biggest upset, after making it to the Stanley Cup Finals for 2 straight years. After looking to finally win that Stanley Cup and to finally win the President's Trophy and then to get eliminated in the second round, that would just be a massive upset. So let's put Cogliano on this line. I don't know what's been going on with the Express Fast. Let's get him out of there. Put Mangiapane back in. And then Byron, yeah. So we'll go with like this for now. Bean Hamilton, Brody McDonough, Chillington, and Kulak. Yeah, I mean, this is it. Let's try and fight for our lives here. Again, this could be the biggest upset of the modern era. And we just don't want to be on the wrong side of that, but we might be. We just have not had a lot of luck here against the Edmonton Oilers in this series. But it's not over yet. We still have a chance to pull a comeback here in this series. We did it 1 year ago from 3-1 down. We forced the 7th game. We won in overtime, as mentioned at the top of this episode. Let's see if we can do it again. Here we go. Game 6 in Edmonton. This is it. Last crack at it. Come on, Calgary Flames. Let's force a 7th game. We'll take it in 1 game at a time. Let's just get back to Calgary for Game 7. Let's just get back to Calgary. Come on, Calgary. We can do this. Here we go. Game 6. Come on, Flames. Where's our offense been? The same offense that we had all season long that just destroyed. Like, where are they? We just need them to start coming through it, and Lucci scores. Our goaltending and defense have just been absolutely terrible as well in this playoff series against Edmonton. I don't know why. This is just not good. So, yeah, not good at all. Come on, Calgary Flames. Come on, Flames. Let's fight back here. Come on. We just need 1 more goal here. Tie this thing up. Come on, Calgary. Period number 2. Just nothing through 40 minutes of play. Like, we're stuck at 15 shots. This is unbelievable. So here we go. Possibly the last period of our lives. The last period of our season. This could be quite the way to go out if it is. Unfortunately for us. Come on, Flames. Fight for your lives here. Do you have anything left in the tank? Come on, Calgary. Please. I don't want to go home just yet. Come on. We can do this. Fight back, fight back. There we go. Johnny T. Huge power play goal for like about 3 minutes to go. And he's going to force overtime in Game 6. This is it now. 1 more goal. That's all it takes to force a 7th game. Can we do it? Please, Calgary. Please. Come on. Kill them off. Come on, Flames. We need this. Let's force a 7th game. We're still alive. Fuck. All right. Mikko Salamaki. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Calgary Flames have won the President's Trophy and then get eliminated in round number 2 against the Edmonton Oilers. After 2 straight years of making it to the Stanley Cup Finals and winning the Western Conference, there will be a new champion in the West. And it possibly could be the Oilers or the Nashville Predators. Hey, the Predators are the same team. Mikko Salmaki's former team, but they're the same team that we played last year in the Western Conference Finals. So they're probably relieved not to see us. Not to see us this year around, but man, that sucks. Probably, like I said, the biggest upset of the modern era, just because we just won the President's Trophy. We were stacked. We were heavy favorites to win, and they somehow get by. And the crazy thing is they beat us somehow without Connor McDavid doing too much. He was pretty quiet in this series. Really, when you think about it, he wasn't there that much. It was mostly guys like Ryan Strome and Tyson Benson, and guys like that were somehow leading the way for the Oilers. So I don't know what the hell they have going up there in Edmonton, but they do finally beat us and get over the hump, and that's just not good for us. Our playoffs come to an end, our season comes to an end, and our tenure as the GM may just be coming to the end as well. We are 45 episodes deep. In 4 seasons, we win 2 Western Conference titles, 1 President's Trophy, but we failed to win the Stanley Cup. So I'm not sure if we're going to end the entire series of our franchise mode with the Calgary Flames here. We are pretty close to the release date of NHL 19, where we will be starting up a new series, possibly, of our franchise mode with the Calgary Flames. So we may actually end the entire series right here. If so, it has been an absolute blast. I've enjoyed playing the 4 seasons with the Flames. Like I said, I would have obviously liked to have won the Stanley. Excuse me. I would have obviously liked to have won the Stanley Cup, but sometimes things are just not meant to be. This was a lot tougher than expected. We went full out in our franchise mode with the Calgary Flames, but we just couldn't get it done. We even brought in John Tavares, and we still couldn't get it done. But it might not be over. I might play another season here of our franchise mode, but if not, if this is the end, then it has been a good franchise mode for the Calgary Flames, and I'm looking forward to starting up another one in NHL 19. But if not, we will possibly be coming back with one more off season and taking maybe a 5th crack at it with our 5th season, because I think we're still contenders. I think we still have a young enough core. I think if this was real life, this team would still have a chance to compete. It just sucks that we made it to 2 Stanley Cup Finals, couldn't win either year, and then this year was just a big upset. So we'll see where things lead to. But for now, this is the end of episode number 45. Possibly another episode coming up here in Franchise Mode.